Okay.
Okay, so that looks like support Earthshaker and 3-position Nyx Assassin.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty huge.
It's pretty interesting.
Miracle played Earthshaker yesterday, and that's why I assumed he was going to play today. But he's going for
it's Miracle Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker.
It's time to make some plays. I like the Nyx Assassin pickup quite a bit against the Lesh and the Storm. You've got fairly reliable ways to use your spiked Carapace to be able to get stuns off. You know, off a random overload proc, or you run into a remnant, or Lesh just has AoE on constantly, so
Yeah,
that's
true.
That's pretty reliable.
The mana burn against Lesh, though.
And yeah, the mana burn against the Lesh and the Storm is amazing. And even Razor, he's a very common mech carrier, but these days he doesn't even really support it.
Even
all
one
that
mana
well.
burn, and he's completely no mech, no ulti, no nothing.
Yeah, so that's going to be tough. But Mineski, big move from them at the start of the game here. They've gone for a 5-man smoke, but 5 ever respond
with a pause.
With the pause. That's
it's like, let's slow down the smoke, waste some of the duration.
everybody, just chill out. I want the timeout. I got the big T.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
That's
okay. So for 5 ever, we have Chibix on Queen of Pain. He has Zira playing Earthshaker. Miracle on the Bloodseeker. KS playing Lion, and then in the top lane we have Polosin on the Nyx Assassin.
Yep. Meanwhile, for Mineski, we have Oa on Rubik, Jesse Vash on the Undying, G on Lesh, Jules on Razor, and Cuckoo on the Storm Spirit. This is quite a move.
It's
Mineski right
decently
now.
aggressive. Look at that ward.
You know, just a little bit aggressive. They're going to come in here. They're going to put down an Observer Ward to block out this camp, so they really don't want 5 ever getting any stacks up in the jungle.
Okay, that is.
They're going to round the corner.
He hasn't skilled.
Okay, Chibix looks like he's okay. I think they've scouted this now from the Radiant.
Yeah.
It is, of course, daytime. So it looks like they're just going to play it nice and safe. And Mineski, they're going to try and make a bid for both runes. They could leave somebody here and run 4 up to top, but it looks like they're just going to secure bottom, and Chibix is going to be able to sneak past, and he's going to make it to the top.
So it looks like they're going to do that offensive tri-lane you talked about there as well.
Yeah,
judging by their setup here.
It's interesting because they come all the way down and they block the big camp
instead
over
of
here,
the pole camp.
They've got no vision over the pole. They've got no vision behind the tower, for example. And that's where things can be a little bit tough, because sometimes tri-lane versus tri-lane does turn into a bit of a war of attrition, where if the safe lane team is able to start running poles and get a little bit of a level advantage, it can be very hard to come back for the aggro try. But it looks like they're just going to have Rubik make his way top lane.
Julian, this is very risky.
Yeah, nothing to set up for the Lesh stun here unless they get a bunch of zombies built up. And I feel like this is primarily just to try and put some pressure on the safe lane, keep the supports here and stop the Bloodseeker from farming, but I don't know how successful it's going to be.
The thing is, well, like, if they lose 1 kill, like if you have Undying and you get behind 1 kill and the supports all of a sudden are level 2, or my ears are burning. Get off that screen, go to the bottom, go to the waterfall,
No, the waterfall's right there. We can't.
I love the waterfall for pauses, it's so peaceful.
It's very relaxing, I agree.
Yeah, so if you get if you make an early mistake, even one tiny mistake, all of a sudden your duel offlane is a disaster. Like, it allows them to pull more, just even have more dominance in any position. Like, it's
and they have to be so careful with how they even just choose to come across and contest the pull. The Radiant have placed an extremely defensive ward. I think they thought it was going to be a full tri-lane down here instead of just the dual lane, and they're probably feeling pretty happy with the fact that it's just a duo
they're probably chuffed. They have a support Earthshaker. Like, it's not super amazing against like 2 ranged heroes and an Undying.
Yeah, so meanwhile, top lane, what ended up happening is Oa came running out of the trees.
There's a flying Razor.
Yep,
it's his new special ability.
He launches off.
He uses the power of lightning, like in that Mortal Kombat game. What's the name of the character? Raiden?
Is it Raiden? It might be.
Yeah, Raiden.
Okay, it is Raiden. So.
Hobbit actually only low kicks on Raiden. It's completely ridiculous. Like,
I think it's called the hot bid now.
It is. Yeah, we've actually titled it.
It's being coined at the stage. But okay, so Nyx Assassins, everyone's kind of used their abilities top lane at this stage. So it's just body blocks from the Rubik, and Jules trying to beat the Nyx to death. The Rubik does have boots, so
I think if he body blocks him well, this could be a kill.
What do you got? Show me your moves. No, okay.
He can't tank that many hits.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to dive the tower there. So Nyx Assassin gets off a good stun, and will be able to retreat back. He's got his Nixie regen, so with a Tango 10.3.
We saw Nix earlier go Stout Shield double Mango.
Oh.
And literally...
Well, just didn't buy any other
No,
regen.
didn't buy regen.
This doesn't really need it.
He had like 5.5 health regen in the second.
I'm okay with that build. Maybe the mangoes are intended for Nyx Assassin. That's their true calling.
Yeah.
Ogre as well. Definitely benefits quite a bit.
Okay, so if you're a Bloodseeker in this game, well, what type of items are you going to go for?
I think the Blade Mail is definitely just
the standard.
Yeah, very standard item. Probably look at like maybe against like Treads, Aquila, Blade Mail. Yule Scepter is pretty popular on Bloodseekers. Well, I don't think I've seen it on any of the SEA Bloodseekers just yet, but that's definitely been a popular pub build. I mean, just to help cover the fact that
he doesn't have a
he doesn't have a stun.
A bit of a contest going on here.
Yeah,
I think Lion wins this one.
Maybe not going to get stunned up by the splitter and just grabs the bounty and runs away. Nice little play there from KS. Actually running further forward into G.
It's kind of like your core Leshrac is trading for a bounty rune and losing to a line, you know what I mean? Early game.
Oh, double damage Rubik. Goodbye, Courier. One shot. No bottle.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and he's looking for more. He's got the lift. Chibix is running around in circles. He does have Blink.
He has the Blink, yeah.
So he's okay. Earthshaker does come over and spot out the Rubik. The Storm Spirit
just goes under.
not going to be able to help. It just lifts him up, throws him back. The Fisher's not even going to catch him on the right side, and his teammates are already running over to join him in case the rest of 5EVO were trying to run in and stop him.
Mineski already looks shaky. Like even with that courier kill, just like the way they're playing bottom, it's kind of all over the place. Like.
Yeah, they are putting. I mean, compared to the Razor, there's a little bit more pressure on the Bloodseeker, but they're not really shutting him down by any means. And it does look like the Undying is actually the one taking the majority of the farm.
It's kind of strange, isn't it?
Top lane, Pelosin almost goes down to a Plasma Field and one last auto attack, but looks like Jules won't be able to finish him off. Is just going to be joining the bottom lane for the time being after that successful rotation mid.
So Chibix actually deciding to trade hits with Storm Spirit mid without a bottle. It's pretty ballsy play, actually.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, I think Storm's just bottle crowing at the moment.
Yeah,
so his boots are going to be coming out with another bottle soon. In terms of levels, mid lane is favoring the Storm Spirit a little bit as well. He's about to reach level 5, so
that's huge, actually.
Might have some kill potential at level 6. Fisher comes flying in from the Earthshaker, but Chibix is not going to be able to convert off of that one.
All right, this is more like it from Mineski bottom. Completely like
the full tri-lane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
zoning him out.
Because I don't think Bloodseeker's a hero that recovers that well. You know what I mean? He needs a base item or two before he can kind of get any action going.
They're going to use the Fisher mid lane to prevent this rune getting snagged by the Storm Spirit, but that's just going to send him down towards bottom where his team is totally camping out the regen. Oh,
that's extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, that's really bad luck.
Okay, 25 seconds until the bottle can come back at the Chibix. He's probably counting the seconds, to be honest.
I mean, he has to play it pretty safe with this
Miracle could be in trouble here. That ward again, very, very...
Yeah, it's been very crucial.
Oh, can he get the bush lift? No, he doesn't have vision.
Undying would have to run around the corner.
Yeah,
it's a bit
work them angles. Let's see here, what do we have top? Just kind of farming away casually on Razor. Like, are you worried at all about a Razor free farming if you're 5EVO?
I'm not sure actually. It doesn't seem ridiculously concerning, but it is going to strengthen this Mineski 5-man, and I think that's what you're a little bit afraid of, especially if your Nyx Assassin and your Earthshaker aren't doing well, because Nyx Assassin is not an all that amazing 5-on-5 hero in the early stages of the game. You want the map to still be split up so that you can go and find pick-offs on solo heroes with your Vendetta. Because if a team is 5-manning, they're just going to buy some sentries and put them down, and you're never going to successfully initiate. And he is the initiator for 5EVO this game.
Earthshaker?
Yeah, but he's support. He's going to take a while.
Give him a bit.
I mean, he just has one creep and level 2 at the moment, so he's definitely playing a pretty.
It could have been Roshan. You don't know that.
Role.
His one creep. They're kind of looking for 3 levels. Oh, that's so... He just turned level 6.
Oh, he's going for the turnaround. The fish has already been used. There's no more counter initiation, but Cuckoo, he's out of mana.
He does have a regen rune, though.
Just needs to wait out the sting, and he's going to be all right to pop that one and get back to work. And he might be able to pop the regen, get a kill, sip, go and refill the bottle.
This ward bottom is spotting so much. Every rotation from Rubik and Leshrac has been scouted. They can't die. Oh, does he get regen and DD?
Oh, no.
God. And he's bottling.
Mercy.
Why did he use his bottle when he had a regen room? I don't know. Maybe to get full mana quicker.
Yeah.
It's whatever, really.
It's very minor. I mean, most people will just empty their bottle before they refill the.
Yeah, just out of
pick
habit.
up the rune.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's just habit.
Yeah.
And this time the smoke, the ward's going to end up being a little bit of a false sense of security. Undying's doing his best to push in the wave, but he's pretty dismal at it.
Miracles.
But they've got 2 heroes back behind. Miracle only level 5. KS is level 4. Do they have any TPs that can come in? None on the Earthshaker. Nyx Assassin does have one available.
Queen of Pain does as well. That's a huge one.
Yeah. Co-op definitely the TP that they're going to be looking for here if Mineski go in for the
Look
dive.
at this
The creep wave
positioning.
reveals them. Here comes the dive. They go looking for it. The Bloodright is going to silence them up. It prevents any further initiation, but KS has already been brought down. Miracle's still fairly healthy. He's got 10 stick charges. Hasn't been forced to pop them just yet. Goes for them now. Will be right-click down. Chibix has already invested the blink, so he's stuck here fighting. Just going to throw out more auto attacks, but the heal comes in from the Undying, and it's an ultra kill for the Storm. Rampage for the Storm. 7 minutes into the game. What are we watching, Shane?
I don't know. He got a TT. There was this Undying house that just killed everybody. Oh my god, what the hell?
Oh, you talk about like, oh yeah, Storm Spirit definitely not a hero that you want to give a good start to in most games.
I think 7-minute rampage is pretty decent.
7-minute rampage is definitely a little bit ridiculous. All right.
So I think Cuckoo's kind of carrying the game. He has 100% of the kills in the game. He's
always gonna die top lane. Miracle just runs him down. There's still low HP heroes on the map after that fight, and he just comes charging up. Okay, so they do get at least 1 kill back, but unfortunately it's just the Rubik, and how is that the 3rd quickest rampage?
I don't even know.
I'm shocked at that one, but anyway, definitely gotta go watch those NIP and EHUG games.
You could have been faster with the rampage there, Cuckoo. Like,
oh yeah, you know. Just it's those fractions of a second.
Is that the fastest rampage on Storm though?
It might be. There's been a lot of Dota games, Shane, all time.
Really?
So.
No way.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
It might be.
That's actually ridiculous. So.
Okay, so he's got 2k gold. He is. If you look at the net worth, I don't even want to look at it.
Okay, let's have a little look. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's not as ridiculous.
Yeah, but the Undying is more farmed than anyone on 5EVO, which is pretty scary. Experience is still relatively close, about 1.5k, but net worth is out 5k the difference, and Stormsort's going to be able to take this lead and well, in theory, just run with it. 5EVO do have really good lockdown.
Do you always go Bloodstone on Storm, like first item, even against all these kind of like Lion?
I think that's just how it goes.
Okay.
It's just too good a farming item. So if you're going to be buying Orchid, BKB, Bloodstone, by far the fastest order to buy them is the Bloodstone first, because you can just use it to spam through the jungle. And I think that was really that's kind of the big innovation that I feel Sumail kind of brought to Storm Spirit when he started playing it. Yeah. Less Vortex means more Remnant, means more farm speed, which means faster Bloodstone. Faster Bloodstone means even faster farm from that point. KS, wow, actually realizes that he's getting ganked here and manages to drop 2 big spells on Oa, but doesn't find that kill. And Mineski gonna find 1 more here.
He's like, look at the map control out of the Dire. Like, they're just farming with the jungle. Like, mid lane's kind of free at the moment, which seems kind of strange to me. Surely you should rotate maybe Rubik in there and get his farm on.
Yeah, someone should be there from both teams at the moment, actually. 5EVO going for a smoke of their own. It's being revealed. They run into the Undying of all heroes. I don't know if they can burst him down. They do have the Bloodrun coming in. He gets the Tombstone off at the very least. Jules' speed up chip. He's still running through. It's only level 1. Ysera, 1 auto attack from death. Will be brought down. KS coming in as well with the Earth Spike. But we've got more heroes from Mineski inbound. They haven't lost anyone. Sonic Wave, Scream, Jesse Bash still surviving. The creeps are dying, and he's healing off the ultimate.
Oh my god.
Oh my word, he survives on a sliver of HP.
That ultimate though, like you very rarely see it actually being used. You know, you don't notice it that much in team fights, but oh my god, that was sick.
Quap was a little bit late.
Yeah, he was. He had a haste rune as well.
Did he go and grab the haste bot, maybe? Because his haste rune only had a couple of seconds left when he got back to that.
I wasn't watching.
When he came up to that lane. But anyway, gonna jump in on Pulse in mid lane here. He does have a Vendetta, but other spells both on cooldown for now. Oa stole the spiked Carapace. Cuckoo, not a whole lot of mana. So
4
looks like
heroes mid though from 5EVO now. Again.
I mean, they're They're just running around everywhere right now.
What is the Azera meant to do in this game? How do you come back if you're Earthshaker with 3 clarities and a ward?
Bootsless
Level
Earthshaker.
3
Oh.
at 11 minutes into the game.
I feel for this guy.
Yeah, you gotta feel for him.
Look at his net worth.
Don't look at that.
I don't want to look at
Don't embarrass him by looking at it. Press XP per minute. Oh, don't press XP per minute. Press XP per minute.
What is it?
It's
R?
or, yeah.
Oh no. 64 experience per minute. Okay,
That's probably the lowest I've ever seen. Or close to it.
it might be. Buyback status. Buyback status seems safe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it there for a tiny bit, but anyway. So yeah, Ysera's not looking good. I think in terms of if anything's going to catch him up, it just has to be the team. I don't think there's anything you individually as Earthshaker do to drag yourself back to this game. Miracle's getting jumped bottom lane, tries to get some spells off, but the chain stun is amazing for Mineski.
Nice play.
And that's just going to be another easy kill for Cuckoo here.
This is looking spooky. I say spooky a lot, but if you're in 5Ever's side, what do you do? Like, you have this Storm Spirit who's both farming and killing your whole team. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, they're running in with another smoke. They want to try and find some pickoffs to get some gold back that way. Jesse Vash going to be the one initiated on, but the Impale's been stolen. It's max rank. Oh, it lifted back. Not enough mana for the spike carapace on Pelosin. And he's just going to get comboed down. His team wasn't even really ready to follow him up. Don't
kill him. He's only a baby.
Leave poor Ysera alone. He will end up being brought down. Chibix as well, unable to escape. Double kill for Cuckoo. And 13 minutes into this game, it's 13-1 in favor of Mineski.
This is very convincing. I honestly think the Undying has done so much work in this game. Like, there was a few levels at the start of the game, but that fight bottom, oh my...
Oh, I zapped him.
Yep, got him.
Got him. Wait, how much was that worth?
He nearly has blinked.
It's a monster kill streak. Oh my word.
Okay, all of a sudden, game not so bad.
Okay. Well, we were saying like, oh man, Earthshaker really needs to catch up to get his blink dagger.
That was the lowest experience for Min.
Oh no, oh, his revenge. No, he's got the Finger of Death, but he won't be able to get out. His team, can they help him? The Soul Rip, keeping him alive for now, but Miracle just shifts targets over into the Undying. Chibik chases forward. The Finger of Death does get returned over to the Bloodseeker, but he survives through. Mineski, end of the day, lose 3. Okay, so bit of a turnaround, some gold coming back.
Pretty huge, actually.
That's a really big deal.
Because they were so far behind as well.
Yeah, comeback mechanics got nerfed, but they're still there.
Yeah,
at least a little bit. So,
like, if you're a level 3 Earthshaker, anything is great. Maybe you can smell a creep kill top.
Okay, so Mineski have this mech up now, so the teamfight power is getting a little bit scarier. Queen of Pain only level 9, so still going to take a while to get up to level 11 to have that second point in the Sonic Wave. But there at least are items coming out. I like this early gem pickup for Mineski, but it does feel like a little bit of a gamble, honestly. Like, if they lose the next fight and that gem gets passed over to 5EVA, then I feel that they can just set up shop on their side of the map and start to actually get some farm and start turning this game around. We were kind of talking about the Bloodseeker a little bit earlier, and I wanted to raise a point.
About his item build?
Not necessarily about his item build, but about the hero in general. He feels very similar to me to, let's say, like a Necro, right? Where the biggest thing is that you just survive the burst damage. If you're a couple of K ahead and you live through all of their initial burst on 300 HP, you're golden for the entire team fight. But as soon as you fall far enough behind that the enemy team's burst just knocks you over, then you suddenly use it. It's a very fine line to tread, and you were talking about Bloodseeker not being a very good recovery hero from the farming perspective, but I think it's also very true from that kind of team fight oriented view.
Yeah, because whenever I see the hero behind, he just blood rages himself and just instantly dies. It's a very, very difficult position to be in. But honestly, this game it's still looking very dominant from Mineski. They have so much fighting capability, and they're gonna have Crimson Guard very soon as well. Okay, average bloodstone. What's he at now? He's nearly got it. Very good.
Yeah, recipe's already picked up. Courier's making its way out.
It's not as fast as I expected it, considering he had a 7-minute rampage.
Yeah, that death did slow him down a little bit. He's not even the lead farmer at the moment. That actually falls to Jules. Right now, 5ever did manage to take that tier 1 tower top lane, stopping off for a bit of farm in the Dire jungle. It looks like they're not going to be spotted by Mineski, though. Oh, rounding the corner here. Ooh. Okay, that pretty clutch TP out there. Was actually just afraid that there might be heroes waiting and wanted the Undying to go first.
So they gone for a dual smoke with Lion with Blink. Oh,
goes the Big into the creep wave. That is definitely not where he wants to be. Finger of Death and the Sonic Wave.
It was definitely aggressive. That was definitely an aggressive play. It's like they have vision here.
Yeah, so he felt a little bit safe because of that. But
exactly, he saw the creep wave. He didn't see any enemy heroes, but there was a dual smoke going.
Really smart smoke from.
It was sick.
They only brought the 2 heroes that they really needed to get the kill. I think they could have killed any Mineski hero with those 2.
They showed on the map as well with other heroes.
Yeah, so that was really smart.
Okay, so Crimson Guard, Mechanism.
The 5-man for Mineski at this point is crazy, but 5ever are starting to split the map, starting to get some more pickoffs, dragging the game back a little bit. Experience, they've managed to half the difference to about 2.5k. Net worth still a big lead, about 8k in Mineski's favor, but as we've been talking about, there are pretty big items coming up for 5ever. It's multiple Blink Daggers and bits and pieces here and there.
It's kind of strange to see 2 drafts with very little Roshan potential, isn't it? Like that's usually a thing I see teams prioritize quite heavily,
especially on the Dire side.
Exactly, yeah. I guess like technically Diabolic Edict's not terrible, but it's
not amazing.
It's not amazing, no.
Okay, so Mineski pick up that tower top and managed to
defend bottom, yeah,
and managed to TP down and defend bot. So pretty big deal there.
Another disconnect there.
No, it's SEA. This is how things.
Is this a thing? Yeah.
Occasionally, for certain teams.
I live in Ireland. I understand the troubles of internet.
You feel my pain as an Australian as well. Aussie internet isn't great either, but
they actually recently got good internet into Ireland, and it's such a dream. Even though like living in Sweden for a while and going back to the worst internet in the world is heartbreaking.
Yeah. Is it widely available? Because that's the problem with Australia. We have some areas where they've rolled out the national broadband network, which is fiber, and it's very limited. So it's very sad. You're like, oh yeah, a couple of kilometers over there,
or like 100 meters that way is the worst.
That guy has.
You're looking in his window at he's doing a speed test, and he's like laughing at you. He's like stupid base kip. Yeah.
Okay, so the Bloodstone's now up. Now the Stone Spirit. This is a pretty crucial moment for him. Does Chibix have his Orchid flying out after that kill? He does.
Yeah, okay, huge,
so
actually.
Queen of Pain Orchid is out. I want to see them Blood Raging the Queen of Pain as well, just for
I think that's kind of
massive Sonic waves.
Into like Leshrac and dying?
I think it's dangerous, but somewhat worth it.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I think you just have to play it pretty.
You have to position very well.
Like it's probably more of a okay. I'm gonna blink from here over to here, and then I'm in the fog, and then the Sonic Wave comes out over the tree line. Looks like we've got another disconnect.
What's happening? Oh, okay. Why did it?
Wait, how is it?
I don't know.
How is the unpause stopped at 1 second?
Because they paused the unpause. Beep, beep, beep. I don't know.
I've never seen this.
I actually haven't. I have no idea.
I wasn't prepared for this today.
It's I
mean, we're always saying that SEA Dota shows us new things, right? Well, this is definitely new. This is a new one for me. Okay, so we've got a quick reconnect. Looks like we're going to try again.
They're ready to game.
Mineski are just 5-manning down towards bottom lane at the moment.
Yazira just needs a creep. Just like, he's level 4. Okay, stats, dude, please. Like, we need to give him a break. Is there any stat that Yazira has that's decent? Maybe,
average.
Yeah, average clarity is used in 10 minutes? I don't know. He just needs something. Like, even if they can win a team fight here, get him to level 6. Maybe get him... He needs something so bad. Like, I'm like...
We just give him the participation award. That's what we're looking for here, right?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Okay, so right now things aren't looking all that bad for 5ever, like we were talking about. A couple of big item pickups. Orchid on the Queen of Pain, Blink speed up on the Lion for a little bit, BKB on the Bloodseeker, and a Blink Dagger on the Nyx Assassin. So their team fight and pickoff potential actually really just went through the roof.
They kind of only have 4 heroes though.
Somewhat. I mean,
nearly level 5.
Fisher is still Fisher.
Fisher's amazing. Yeah, I'm not
if he can get into a good position and block off the fight in the right way, then things look pretty impressive.
That's a huge...
Oh, they managed to find the Storm Strip on this camp. Figure of Death drops him down. Sonic Wave over the top as well. Almost kills off the Lesh.
And the gem is there.
Oh man, can actually go forward and grab it. It's going to be picked up by Miracle, the Tombstone. Building up some zombies here. Chibik's taking damage. The Courier's randomly in the middle of this fight. Pelosin off to the side. BKB's being popped.
He did what you said. Base Kippy ran away from the link.
He's too fast. He didn't even get any damage.
No.
Oh man. Okay, 5EVA, they are doing it. They're making these plays.
That's a sick pick off for them.
Okay, pretty big investment. They popped their BKB. They used the Sonic Wave.
That's a gem though.
Yeah, they got the gem from them, and Mineski. Oh, they stole the Sonic Wave. Oh, has got it right now. Okay, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
He's picked up a medallion as well, so they're just looking towards Roshan right now. And yeah, without those two big cooldowns, 5EVA are not going to be able to fight this. So yeah, the faster respawn from Cuckoo also helping out to get back here, and I think he's probably just going to be the one to snag the Aegis. It's too good on Storm.
Oh, it's literally probably easily the best hero in the game.
Yeah. I've had this discussion with people.
Timbersaw is decent.
Yeah,
but definitely. Cop is
Cop with an Eggs can definitely get some pretty good value out of it. Mid lane Chibik pushing out a little bit. They get Vortex back. He nuked as well. He gets the silence off, but it's a Haster and Storm, and he's going to keep on chasing.
Kind of in a bit of trouble here.
2. Paulson comes jumping in. He's going to make the space for his team. They've got the Flood Right as well. Miracle with the Rupture. Jules can't run any further forward. But Storm Spirit is still looking for it. Miracle is at 567 move speed. He's trucking it out. Pelosin considering re-engaging from the side, but Mineski are grouped up as 5.
That was really well played from 5EVA to get out of a situation like that.
Yeah, I thought the Queen of Pain was dead for sure with the haste on the Storm Spirit, but
okay. They have Ags up on the Razor now as well, though. Like their pushing is even more powerful.
Yeah, and they've got really good sustain. I feel like when we talk about Undying, we focus really heavily on the Decay and the Tombstone, but Soul Rip is actually an amazing ability. And in this situation, Razor can go up, get a few auto attacks on the tower. He can get mech'd, he can get soul ripped, and they can just rinse repeat from there. They've also got a Glimmer Cape now on the Lesh to back him up, and that's what, 900 range.
Yeah.
So Lesh can be very far away, and they can just use the Razor as the siege engine.
Also, the fact that soul rip's kind of instant. It really changes fights because it surprises you on how much it actually heals every time.
I mean, it's the exact same story as Magic Wand, right? You get you get caught out because someone has 17 wand charges, and you thought, especially because professional teams play fights really efficiently, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This guy is dead. My support is going to finish him off. I'm going to use my mana. I'm going to use my cooldowns to go on to the next guy. And all of a sudden, Soul Rip comes in.
And then there's this kind of he's extremely aggressive, isn't he? On it.
He was just about to lose the Sonic Wave.
On Rubik, yeah.
Just chucks it out there. Tombstone on the high ground, trying to bait 5EVA forward. Somewhat Chibik shows up the silence. It's not
Damage
used to
from
blink just yet.
the Razor ulti is actually so ridiculous.
Well, the siege will begin. 5EVA don't really have anything out on the map, so it's just a 5-on-5 stare down on the mid lane right now. Fisher comes out of Ysera. Cuckoo, bit of panic, gonna pop the ball lightning and get out there.
I'm kind of confused as to why they didn't initiate. I guess Aegis on Storm is the main reason, but like when they don't have House Down, they have Bloodseeker BKB, they have Lion Hex follow up. You know what I mean? It's Nyx. So I think they can blow up people very, very quickly.
Yeah, I don't know if they've seen the Glimmer Cape on the left, so that probably changes things a bit if they've got that some information. But yeah, I feel like they're just scared, honestly, at this stage.
Well, what's the Miracle go now? Halberd? Like I
could just
Sanjin Yasha.
I think just SNY, honestly.
Okay.
What immediately crossed my mind is Silver Edge good this game? But it's not really.
Storm Spirit?
The damage reduction is, I think, all right against the Lesh potentially, but it's a support Lesh. So you're not really building for that necessarily. It's probably just more move speed. Got to go even faster. I've got good span.
Yeah, they really
Fisher,
do.
Bloodright,
Queen of Pain. They can hold it for quite a while. The thing is, though, if Storm realizes the Aegis is going to cool down, he can just initiate online and completely like he has 900 HP barely, and they're actually blood raging him up for that mad finger damage.
Unfortunately, not level 11. The one thing that I think Mineski needs to be very careful of is that they've got the Storm Spirit and the Razor going up, and I think that leaves the Razor quite vulnerable because I think he can still definitely get bursted here. Paulson spams out some stuns. Same story for the Earthshakers.
It's down though.
Oh, and Cuckoo goes jumping in. What's he? Vortex here? Is it Miracle? That looks like Miracle. He's still tanking pretty well, but BKB gets popped down below 50%. Edict doing good damage to the tower. Can't jumps in, drops the finger. They get the Razor, bursting him down. Chibix, what's been stolen? It's actually the Earth Spike. Rubik turning his fight around somewhat. Chibix does manage to get another blink off and get out. Miracle running in, running out, running in, running out. Can't decide what he wants to do, but Mineski have lost 3. Cuckoo going to keep on fighting, but they don't want to pop his Aegis since he's currently out of mana. Sarah not enough mana to stop this TP. Poloson also impale on
That's
cooldown.
very huge for them though. Like
4 for 1.
getting the gem, like keeping the gem as well. Like holy crap! And I don't know, Storm Spirit getting away obviously isn't the best, but that's amazing.
Yeah, and how much longer does he have? Aegis is just about to expire anyway, literally seconds. So that was an extremely successful high ground defense from 5EVA.
Yazira got an Echo Slam off.
He did. He actually just kind of waddled into the fight.
Yeah.
And
I'm actually proud of him. Like, fair play to you. He has 1.4k gold. The dream is alive, boys.
All right, Blink Dagger on the way. Recovery mode activated.
On KS on his line with the Queen of Pain combo, like the both of them did so much damage in that team fight.
Yeah, they coordinated. I think 5EVA just coordinated themselves really well. And that was exactly what we were talking about, that the Razor was still somewhat vulnerable, but he was the hero that needed to be sieging the high ground and kind of be in the front lines. I was about to ask you before that fight broke out if you thought that Mineski, if high ground was actually the play there, because they could have just used that
just
first Aegis. Yeah, just put wards up everywhere. Of course, they don't have the gem, so that makes life a little bit more difficult in terms of sitting back and farming. But you know, a couple of BKBs definitely would have gone a long way there.
I think it's a lot harder to split push, especially against the Lion Blink. Like we saw bottom what happened, like just Storm and when Quap and Lion just dual ganked him. It's very like even just that one Lion Blink can put so much pressure on split push on its own. Like it's hard unless you have
and the Nyx Assassin as well.
Yeah, the Nyx Assassin too. But he hasn't really like he's been doing amazing in fights, but he hasn't really got solo pickoffs. You know what I mean at all.
Yeah, I think it's hard. He's not up against the gem anymore at the very least, so that's looking good. But there's another gem now over on Mineski carrying that right this second. So
he
probably
also
what he's also afraid of.
He's closing in on that BKB on the Stone Spirit as well. That's amazing against the 5EVA's team.
Yeah.
Like what right click damage did they really have? They have Queen of Pain ulti of course, but apart from that, they're kind of lacking. You know what I mean?
The next big answer to the Storm Spirit is definitely going to be if the Bloodseeker can pick up an Abyssal Blade later on, but that's going to take a while. 5EVA are going to come jumping into Mineski on their side of the map. The Tombstone gets dropped down. The Fishy splits up the fight decently. But Jules retreats back behind his tower. There's zips going on everywhere. Missy Vash just clubs down Ysera. Miracle focusing on the zombie house for now. Auto attacks it down. Queen of Pain does finish off the Razor on the back lines. Stun catches her though. Nicely played by G in the tree line. And that's just going to end up being a 2-for-1 overall.
Cuckoo kind of went a bit ham in that fight. He zipped like
too many zips.
Yeah, very, very far. Like he was out of mana, so he couldn't actually like Vortex or Remnant. It was kind of strange.
Yeah, that felt like the kind of fight where they jump in, they use a bunch of spells on the Razor. That's where you want your Storm Spirit to read the situation and say, they just used almost everything. I'm pretty tanky. I'm pretty safe. Let's go find one of the backline heroes and kill them off. And I feel like they didn't really get that out of.
I think he panicked when he zipped into the Blood Rice.
True.
And he's like he kind of like zipped forward and then back again. It was kind of
the instantaneous decision making required for extremely high level Storm play.
Yeah,
is tough. So.
It's pretty tough indeed. He's playing very well up to this point, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. 18 minutes 47 seconds. Now that's kind of unfair because a lot of Earthshakers have been played as offlaners.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor.
Poor Ysera getting matched in with the the offlaner.
Okay, so we've actually switched over to a Radiant lead at the stage in terms of experience. Net worth isn't quite back there just yet.
It's very even, though, this game.
Yeah, and Mineski is starting to lose steam. The Undying, as we saw in that last fight, the Tombstone just got auto-attacked down by the Bloodseeker. He does have a couple of nice items to help out his team, unless he's going to be working on a pipe on top of this Crimson Guard, but things still looking alright. They do have to be very afraid of the Razor, because 5ever are kind of at the point where they lose 1 or 2 team fights and the game is just over, because they can take multiple lanes of racks.
Yeah, true.
So from the map control perspective, 5ever is still pretty far behind, but at least the team fights are starting to go back.
I think the thing that 5ever have going for them is like they have these mobility items coming up, like Earthshaker's nearly got a Blink Dagger. They have
and the Force Staff on the Nyx Assassin.
Exactly, yeah. Force, Blink, Nyx. They have Lion, Blink. In these team fights, they can kite them so well. Like you saw when he went high ground, they blink in, they Fissure, they spike Carapace, they use all these spells, and then they just walk away and they kite them completely. It's extremely difficult. And then if you look at Mineski's team, they have Vortex, Lesh Stun, and Rubik Lift, and maybe something steals.
Yeah,
you know, the control isn't really there. Like,
yeah, they're the kind of lineup that just sort of swaps initiation potential for more 5-man and just. So long as they can keep on moving forward and just threatening buildings, that's all they really need in a lot of cases for initiation. But it's starting to hurt now that we're even.
Exactly. Like I think this is where, like, if you're not an experienced team, if you're not extremely comfortable with each other, you start to kind of, the pressure kind of starts ticking on you. You maybe make more mistakes. You go for these kind of maybe aggressive plays. Oh, what?
KS.
That was sick.
He's got the ward, so he has the vision. I think he only just recently placed that ward as well.
Yeah, he did.
He knew exactly what he was looking for.
That was actually so
waiting
sick.
in the trees. KS, what a play. Okay, so prevents the smoke. Mineski are just going to swing over towards Roshan. They've got pretty good vision around here. One ward, nice and safe, up on the high ground.
Yeah.
And another ward off that they've also placed just to make sure that they can see what's going on here and that they aren't getting jumped from some random angle by Earthshaker and the Nyx Assassin.
I don't think 5ever actually mind about this at all, though.
Yeah, I think they just want to get the Earthshaker Blink Dagger.
Yeah. That'll... Like, oh my god, that's going to destroy in fights. Like, the Tombstone zombies on top of... Oh god.
And Miracle, what's he got? He finishes SMR and another 1.4k gold. Looks like 5ever just going to try and pick up a tower as Mineski go for this Roshan. And pretty big decision for Mineski. They do have a glyph, they could mass TP, but I don't think they want to be TPing into this 5ever lineup. So they're just going to have to give away their tier 2.
Yeah.
And see how they can start to approach the base.
I don't think you want to fight 5ever at all, 5v5. Like, you need them solo pick off with Storm Spirit, but who does he kill? Like, the way 5ever are playing, like, you're never ever going to get that. The position just is never there.
Yeah. He does have Aegis and BKB now, so I think so much just rests on Cuckoo, right? If they can probably get the lanes out, go and get into position to siege again, but it's just all down to him and him coordinating with his team as well to say, okay, look guys, this is the wave we're going up. I'm going to pop BKB. I'm going to go and try and find the Earthshaker or the Lion, and I'm going to make sure that I kill them before they can do anything.
Yeah.
And that's really the play that he needs to be looking for here.
Rubik, though, on the other hand, is closing in on that Blink Dagger himself. You know, this
okay, that's a big deal.
That's huge. Especially against heroes like Bloodseeker that are, like, very, very mobile. You just need to hold them down for that 1 second.
Yeah, get the follow-up stun from the Lesh, and...
There's a lot of very beautiful spells to steal from 5ever as well.
Yeah, like, the huge big plays potential. Impale, Earth Spike, Fissure, Hex,
Echo Slam, like this.
Sonic Wave.
You can take any of them.
We can go on. Even Bloodright could be totally game-changing because it's a huge AoE and it doesn't read as Rubik or Bloodseeker. So
that's a huge one.
People are gonna, 5ever, if you're them, you have no expectation of Bloodfight being stolen at all, and that could totally destroy you.
You know, a little birdie told me that, like, for a long time, Valve were thinking about adding the Rubik-colored spells to the game, but they actually left it the way it was because they wanted to be confusion in the game. So, like, I think that alone, like, from the design aspect for a game is amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Having something that completely confuses people for just
your team as well.
Exactly, yeah, but just for that reason alone.
I think it's definitely valuable. Miracle is split pushing top lane, sort of finding his groove, even on a hero that's not necessarily all that designed.
He's Magasar. Don't take that away from me.
Yeah, this is what he does. Even no matter what hero you give him. Cuckoo comes running in, gets some vision on the high ground with a remnant.
Well, what's the buyback status?
I should have a very quick look. So Queen of Pain, yes. Bloodseeker, yes. Nyx Assassin, yes. And Dire buybacks, both unavailable and somewhat irrelevant as they come pushing in here.
Okay.
Miracle gonna give up on the top lane. We've got the Echo Slam coming in. Ysera's only jumped Jules so far. Gonna get the Glimmer Cape off on them. No, they won't be able to. The Sonic Wave has already brought him down. Pelosi's escaping. Cuckoo does manage to jump on top of KS, but the rest of Mineski have been forced out. Cuckoo's now isolated in no man's land. Jumps across onto the cliff. When he gets ruptured, he's got both gems in his inventory right now. But he jumps down onto the low ground. Isn't low enough to be spotted just yet by the Thirst, but gets knocked below the threshold. Is it? What's the percentage now? I don't even know.
No. Oh, what a timing. So I'm pretty sure that was the Blood Rite Act timing actually instead of the Orchid timing.
Yeah.
You know, so what were you asking about the percentage?
No, I was asking about the percentage for Thirst, but I just don't know off the top of my head.
This is in the 25?
25%, yeah. Okay, so he wasn't quite there when he zipped down to the low ground, but he couldn't run with the Rupture on him. So what a fight from 5EVER. This... I feel like Mineski are being like, oh yeah, we got BKB on Razor, we've got a Glimmer Cape. What can possibly go wrong? Well, they can chain stun your entire team, and Razor does nothing. He did 0 spells, 0 damage. Like, Jules just popped.
It's ridiculous actually. Like, you can't even run away because you have Bloodseeker, you have Line, you have all these forces and blinks. Like, if you make one error in your push, your whole team's gonna die. Maybe not Cuckoo, but like the rest of the team is screwed.
Yeah, so Mineski lose that fight. We're now got a pretty substantial lead building for 5EVER, at least on experience. Okay,
so G on his Leshrac has only died once. He is 3-1-13.
Let's bring up the KDA here. He actually has the least deaths in the game.
That's what I mean. Like
by a substantial margin here.
That's actually very impressive.
Is he Glimmer Caping himself? I'm just wondering.
Screw you guys.
It's like, I'm out. Peace. You're all dead. I'm gonna go hit some creeps.
Yeah, I'm out. I got a Glimmer Cape. I don't know. Maybe he's like...
You can see... I feel like you can just see that the way that the discussion is going on Mineski is just, we have to get the jump. And like, they are... I think they're so done getting initiated on and just chain stunned to death.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they've got all these potential ways to save people. They got Glimmer Cape, they got a pipe to pop.
Crimson Guard.
Yeah, Crimson Guard as well. Yeah, they're gonna smoke up and just drop wards on the high ground just so that they can have some vision and make sure that they can see
okay, so how many times do you do this before it's a complete disaster? Like it's borderline disaster now.
So I guess they feel that they lose if the game drags on, right? That seems to be the case. But again, nice BKB pop from Jules. Ysera was looking to jump in Echo Slam again, but he gets brought down, does not have a buyback available. So 30 seconds dead for the Earthshaker, but they do have a glyph to stall this out a little bit. I'm not using it just yet. Ranged Barracks taking some damage, but Mineski has popped quite a few abilities. BKB's been used. I think the Tombstone's already on cooldown. Velocity's going to come in, just drop over the harassment. Chicken jumps in as well with the BKB. Sonic Wave, Earth Spike as well from the Lion, but he won't be able to do any more damage as he does get chased down by the Storm Spirit. It's a 1-for-1 in this most recent fight. As the support trades come out, Pelosin continues to drop great impales and will continue to stall Mineski. The Earthshaker's back up, and the melee barracks still stands. Ysera comes running out of the base. He's looking for something here. Miracle is actually all the way over in the river, somewhat pincering. What's he can actually do here? He's totally out of mana. Jules doesn't have a static link for a bit. Looks like they jumped in, they've caught one. G is just going to end up Glimmer Caping himself, and he's going to run away. Miracle getting drained, breaks it, and now comes running right back in at Jules. We're going to bounty rune popped in the meantime as Lesh continues to make his escape.
Okay, so that combo was insane. They hit a double impale, double spiked earth into Queen of Pain ulti. Like, these guys are playing out of their mind.
Yeah, the coordination is so good, and it almost worked out better that the Earthshaker didn't use Echo and just got blocked by the BKB, and it was on cooldown, and the melee barracks is still alive. This is looking really good for 5EVER at this stage. And so let's go back to the point from before the team fight. Mineski are playing this as if they feel that it looks like they feel that they're
pressure's on.
guaranteed to lose the game if we go too much longer. Do you think that's necessarily the case? The Undying is a lot of their farm, and he is falling off.
Yes.
But
I don't think it is at all.
This is starting to feel really desperate.
Like you can only hit your face off the door so many times until it's just not going to open. And honestly, I think when you have Storm Spirit, you can play for ultra late game with Storm Spirit. He's that kind of hero that can get pickoffs around the map. He can dominate the game, but it doesn't feel like they want to play like that. They're afraid of the Bloodseeker, I think. Like he's is that an AC?
Jump bottom, Pelison's being caught out. Okay, so Cuckoo's got his Orchid. And he's getting things done. There is an AC, as you were saying, on Miracle. So very good split pushing item. In terms of the team fight benefit, it's not that crazy because Mineski are pretty heavily magical damage based, but definitely helpful for his team. And the Queen of Pain it turns into a decent right clicker
it's not bad.
fairly quickly. So I like this. Chibix is actually rolling in dough right now. He's lead net worth 20k, has Mystic Staff and another 3k gold up, so he could be looking towards a Hex, and that's only going to make Initiation even scarier.
Yeah, when you have like what, 4 Blink Initiators on one team, you know it's pretty spooky stuff. The thing I look at as well though, like Rubik in this game, he hasn't really done it for me, but he still has the potential to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you get a good steal,
There's a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can turn a team fight with it. Because it's always that surprise stun, that surprise impale that will completely change.
Yeah, even just breaking the chain of initiation from 5EVA. Because they've been, as much as they've been coordinating it really nicely, that means that there isn't any stun stacking going on. And as soon as you interrupt the one guy whose turn it was to sort of drop the next ability, then you finally free up your team. They can pop all of the pipe and the pipe, mech, Crimson Guard, BKBs, and hopefully turn it from there. That's the big thing. Like 5EVA have just chain stunned so perfectly thus far.
Miracle is actually, how many CS does he have? Holy crap!
Yeah, he hits creeps.
He enjoys them. Definitely enjoys them. And like, Bloodseeker isn't a hero known for actually farming this well at all.
No, he's just been doing a lot of split push. I feel like that's the one thing that. It's the one reason that Miracle is so good at Naga Siren is he knows the limits of his split push so well, and his awareness on the map is to the point where he just never really gets punished or caught out. I think there's also something to be said for the fact that 5EVA keep taking these gems from Mineski, and they've been able to keep wards on the map and keep getting information, but I do want to compliment Miracle a little bit on just how well he's used that warding information and what his team is telling him to push these lanes out as far as he possibly can.
It's actually very impressive stuff. There's also... what's he going for on Leshrac? Is it a Yule Scepter or a Force Staff? I guess it's probably Yule's.
I'd like to see a Force Staff a little bit more, honestly, but we'll have to see. Glimmer Cape actually used defensively here, left trying to get in position, but the jump comes from the Echo Slam in the opposite direction, and Ready brought down both of the supports. Cuckoo, BKB'd up, looking for the skill on Miracle. He's just auto-attacking the Tombstone here. It's a 2-for-1 thus far. Ysera trying to escape, going for the TP out, but he won't be able to.
What an initiation from Ysera, but only having that level 1 Echo Slam, it didn't do enough damage, and then they have all of the pipe, the mech, all of this stuff on top of it. Like, they look like you can barely see the characters. There's so many things floating about them.
There was just particle effects everywhere.
Yeah. And that's a Roshan as well. That's very huge for Mineski.
That's really big. I think the Mineski cores might have gotten BKBs off as well.
Yeah, they did,
as before the initiation came in there. So all 3 cores survived through. And sort of the first fight where we've seen Miracle really just get focused down. I feel like in a lot of these other fights, he takes a bit of burst damage at the start, and then is sort of fine, but Mineski somehow found him that time around.
It also kind of has a lot to do with positioning and like having your supports in position for that kind of stuff. Because in the fights before, they were defending on the high ground, and it's a lot easier. Exactly, yeah. And like being aggressive in the dire side of the map, it's especially with very little wards on that side, it's difficult. Now this is Cheese and Aegis.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty. Okay, so you give Aegis obviously the Storm, but who do you give the Cheese? A Razor? He has a hard toe. Okay, he's a big
I don't know
boy.
if he needs it.
You don't think he needs it? I think the main problem is like he's not gonna die unless he gets chain stunned anyway. And he wouldn't be able to use the Cheese in that case.
Yeah.
Maybe Leshrac.
I mean, if they chain stun like 3.2k health with a Razor, I think I think they're in huge trouble anyway. But it looks like he might just take it. I think it's worth it if the Storm, if Razor still has the cheese once the Storm Aegis gets popped. You just give it to the Storm.
It's true, too, yeah.
Afterwards, but yeah. I guess the one thing that Mineski are thinking is, look, every single time we've gone and tried to seize the high ground, we thought our Razor was safe enough, but we haven't made the most defensive play that we possibly could, and we've been punished for it every single time.
Yeah,
so I think that's probably influencing the decision somewhat here as well.
Chibex on his Queen of Pain has gone for the Shiva's Guard instead of a Hex. What do you think of that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm not a huge fan. Again, I still don't think Mineski's lineup is all that physical damage driven. So
I guess AoE burst damage is pretty good as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice little bit of vision. It's more wave clear, but personally, I think I would have preferred to see the Hex or. He does have another 4K gold, but he's probably just going to go refresher.
Okay, here's the fight mid.
There's little going for this mid lane. They've burned all of Jules' mana, but Colossus getting dragged back. Silence. Cuckoo finally finding his rhythm here in this game as he looks towards the Lion. Brings him down. That's a double kill, but there's a buyback out of your Nyx Assassin. Waiting on the backlines. Chibix trying to jump in here to drop the Sonic Wave. Fisher comes in. Chibix still holding on. Top lane's getting pushed out by Miracle, and 5EVA are just distracting them at the moment. Couple of pings coming out, but I don't think they're going to let them leave. Shrek retreating back, they're silencing the Rubik, he's getting focused down. Great play for the Queen of Pain as the Echo Slam as well. Comes in out of your Sarah, Jetsi Bash is almost dead. Jules stands strong, pops the cheese, pops the BKB, but Cuckoo is being focused down. And that was the Aegis already popped. It's just Jules here, fighting it out against the entire 5EVA side. They've lost the top lane Vrax. And how much can the Razor by himself get done? Chibix is looping around for the back lines. And the chain stun is just too much. Ysera even coming in for one last dig.
Oh my god. Ysera has come back into this game seriously. Like, he was level, what, 3.5 at like 15 minutes or something like that. And all of a sudden his plays along, like, they just play so well together. This is like amazing to watch, actually. Like, the coordination and their communication is just, it's insane, actually. Like, yeah. I very rarely see it this good.
And you look at the kind of deficit that they came back from against the kind of lineup that they came back against.
Yeah.
It's been crazy impressive. I think a little bit of sloppiness from Mineski as well.
Yeah, true. But
you know, there's definitely some of that, like the random kill on the Storm, and then while Storm was dead, Rubik went trying to steal the Finger of Death. And there's been a couple of moments where I think it has also been on Mineski, but 5EVA taking full advantage of every opportunity that they've been presented with.
Yeah, and they're pushing high ground now.
Lane of Rax number 2. Top lane's already completely gone.
Miracle doing that split pushing. Okay, this is...
I mean, Mineski just lost the fight with Aegis and Cheese, so...
Yeah, it's not great.
Again, it's the base position, it's the...
Yeah, it definitely has a lot to do with positioning and having all these blink initiators. But it's still kind of... I don't know. This is a very, very difficult position for Mineski. Like, sure, they can get Roshan again, but I really don't think you should 5-man up and push. Like, I think it's a disaster of an idea. You need to just split push and farm and, you know, use them BKBs anytime you're under any pressure at all. Just BKB TP away every time.
Yeah. They've gotten really out-farmed at this stage as well. Miracle is just sort of wherever he wants to be on the map is his to farm. He's been pushing top lane a lot, farming at the dire jungle. Oh, they have managed to spot Pelosin over in the trees. He did buyback earlier, so it's a pretty long death for him.
Look at Miracle again.
He's like, hey guys, you want to go push?
No, you don't.
No, you don't. I'm gonna hit your base. Show me some TPs. Show me the TPs. Okay, I'm gone.
Shadow Blade away.
And another 5k gold. Oh my word.
Yeah, that's actually ridiculous.
Big items coming up. Another Mystic Staff for the Queen of Pain. I guess wait, so Hex is already done if she wants to go and buy it. And then Chibix is lost.
He actually is, like, the fact that he's farming more than the...
He's got more creeps than the Bloodseeker as well. 800 and 300 800.
800 creeps.
800 creeps.
You don't understand, Shane.
Now that would be
I'd
impressive.
actually be very impressed.
But anyways, almost 400 CS here as we pass the 50-minute mark, and Mineski are just kind of holding hands at the moment. They're all like, "Oh God, what do? We don't really see anything." They're putting some wards down over in the Radiant jungle. Looks like they might just be back on that kind of wait for Roshan plan, and I feel like for now they're done with trying to push on the behind.
Yeah, I think so too. But KS is closing in on that Blink Dagger now. Or not Blink Dagger, BKB. Like, what do you think of BKB online? Like, it's pretty amazing against the draft, actually.
Yeah, especially since he's going to have such a long duration.
Yeah,
BKB.
yeah.
The biggest issue that he's been running into is that every single fight, as soon as he pokes his nose out of the fog, Storm just comes zipping in it and kills him. So I think BKB pretty much totally solves that issue. We've got the Silver Edge on Miracle, so just it's kind of split push. It's a decent big item, as well. If you're gonna have it in your inventory. Do Mineski have another gem? I think they may have bought one more, so they may have lost it.
It's not on any of their heroes. They bought Sentry Wards on one of their.
Yeah, their gem's out of stock for like 4 minutes. So.
Yeah, okay. This is a very kind of. I think the next fight decides the game, to be honest. Like, what clubs do it? Like, if they get a team wipe, just because of how farmed 5ever are getting after each minute passes.
Do you know how to close this? Oh, yeah, never mind. It's gone. I had the hero build.
Oh yeah, that's it's a bug at the moment. Durga had the same thing.
All right.
I should be clicking items in the shop because the game thinks you don't know how to click out.
Confused.
Yeah. Why did they push the house so aggressively?
Because I think they're trying to bait 5ever into coming to hit it. But anyway, Pulsing jumps here, silenced up. Again, he uses 5x earlier. Needs to be careful. Gets forced after a little bit further away. Dies to the Soul Burn. BKB is already running down. And KS jumps in with his BKB. The Hex, the Finger of Death. They brought down the Storm Spirit. The Echo Slam gets dropped on 2. The Chain Stun is perfect. It's on Jesse and on Jules. They've lost the Earthshaker, but he's done his job. Jules just going to BKB and try and TP out. Undying tries the same, but he will get focused down. And mid lane, it's Miracle once again on the hunt for Barracks. Oa going to team up with Jules to try and deal with him here. Do they have anti-invis though? That's the question.
Nope.
And it looks like they do not. Miracle might even consider turning around here to go for the kill. Chivix turns up out of nowhere with his boots of travel, and they finish off the Rubik. They're up to coming out, and they've got the right clicks along with the Hex. Jules unable to do anything but stand there and watch. Gets right click down beyond godlike streak for the Queen of Pain. And after a buyback, it's 10 seconds of Razor being the lone defender. Storm Spirit is going to be back up soon, and they do have to show him a little bit of respect, but Mineski really crumbling.
That Echo Slam and Chain Stun from Ysera, like... Alright, I love this guy now. He's a beast. Best air checker support I've ever seen. He starts slow, tricks the opposition into thinking he's not playing well, and then destroys them all.
It's like, oh gosh, I'm not feeling that well. You know, just...
I need to pause, my stomach is upset.
Oh, just kidding.
JK.
Oh.
Shreked, bitches! No, honestly though, like this is... It's very rare to see something like this happen though, you know what I mean? In a game, usually if someone has a bad start...
Especially this version now as well.
Yeah, exactly. To come back in, like so strong later on into the game, on a hero that kinda needs a reasonable start. Yeah. This is very impressive from 5ever.
Okay, so we've got Boots of Travel for the Bloodseeker now as well. And
does he get second boots as well? I guess he could sell threads.
Yeah, he could. I'd still like to see an Abyssal Blade on him personally.
Okay.
I think he's buying the Boots of Travel right now because he's just running out of inventory slots. He couldn't buy anything else. And still has speed. He is going to get jumped here. Gets spotted. Mineski, those wards in the Radiant Jungler finally the tail. Tries to get out of there, but there is a Sentry Ward.
I think if he ran, he might have lived.
He might have. The Storm Spirit does still have quite a bit of mana, but...
They'd have to chase with Sentry.
Yeah, they'd have to continue chasing.
Because they didn't have dust.
5ever just going to have to push until they get there. Until they get there. Back. They're actually going to go jumping in on top of Jules, so they have the damage to bring him down. Blossom comes running out of the trees there. And they're just both going to disengage. Actually, Cuckoo comes rolling out. BKB gets popped, focusing up below, but he's also going to BKB. Soul's going to keep the Storm Spirit alive a little longer, gets Glimmer Cape. Chivix now getting chain stunned as the BKB went off, but Ysera comes in with the Echo Slam once again. It's not going to do enough. They don't have to follow up. Buyback for Miracle, and 5ever may have actually just thrown the game away at least a little bit. I thought the Echo Slam was huge. I was like, oh, they're all dead.
No, it literally...
The Echo Slam.
I saw them all grouped up together, and I was like, they have to be dead. That hit literally everything, but it wasn't enough.
And that pipe magic resists.
Yeah, it's true.
It's value.
And the Rubik on top.
Oh yeah, with all 5 heroes grouped up, Mineski actually have a pretty ridiculous amount of team magic.
Yeah, it's insane.
All right, it's definitely not the counter that you want against Earthshaker. Like, guys, huddle up! it's time to tank the Echo Slam.
Probably not the best maneuver.
First we tank the Echo, then we heal up, and then we win the fight.
Oh my god!
I don't know. That's some raiding tactics right there, but
definitely not great.
Anyway, so that's gonna put a nice little dent in 5Eva's lead here as they get knocked down somewhat. Miracle with no buyback available could actually just lose them the game if he dies.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Mineski could actually just go and finish this very soon. They're scouting out the Roshan at the moment with a Rubik Illusion and the Courier. It's getting pretty close to a max duration respawn here, so both teams should know what's going on. But Mineski are in a slightly better position.
Cuckoo played so well for the later stage of this game. Like, even though his teammates
shaky start.
Yeah, he did have a shaky start. But even though his teammates might have fed a bit and then pushes, he kind of always manages to revive and kind of keep his Bloodstone charges, which is probably the most important thing when you play Stone Spirit.
Yeah. He has 9 charges at the moment, 4k gold.
It's not bad.
Current golds, quite a few heroes were sitting on quite a bit actually. We've got 4k on the Quap, 4k on the Storm,
I don't even know what
3k on
Quap
the
is.
Undying. Does she have Refresher Orb yet?
No, she's maxed out.
I think you can ditch the Orchid for Refresher potentially.
Really? Low BKB, Storm Spirit.
But double Hex.
Yeah, double Hex.
Double Hex, double BKB, double Sonic Wave. You could just buy a right-clicking item as well. That's another big option.
Like, it's quite a few. Yeah. I do love Refresher or Queen of Pain though, especially when you have Hex and BKB. And Shivas, actually.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Chibik, see what he goes for. Could upgrade his Boots of Travel as well if he wants.
What does
he could buy a Moon Shard.
That's true, actually, yeah. What does Yazera buy, though? Look at him. He's just like, yo, check out my inventory.
I don't think BKB does much
Glimmer
for him.
Cape?
Yeah, Glimmer Cape's probably alright.
Let's see, set up very well for the Echo Slam.
Could buy a Veil.
That's also true, but yeah. Veil's legit, actually. I still think they rely on his lockdown so much. Paulson as well. They so many BKBs.
Actually, yeah, let's look at the overall BKB count here.
F5 this.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of 10.
7
BKB.
out of 10. It's not bad.
Yeah, definitely not too shabby. Miracles still pushing out bottom lane. Looks like they're just going to try and stabilize the map for a little bit. And probably hold on until the Aegis fades. I think that's probably the call. Razor's actually got the Aegis at the moment, so that's going to leave Storm Spirit a little bit vulnerable. Cuckoo has added a Lincoln Sphere to his inventory now, so will help against some of the lockdown, but not all of it.
Very little of it, actually.
Yeah, very, very, very little.
One spell?
Hex?
Yeah.
Or maybe he gets a hex. Yeah, one of the hexes, or one of the Impale / Earth Spike.
If they target it.
If they target it on him.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a bit risky. I don't know. Like, what else do you go on him? Maybe Hex is pretty good.
Yeah.
AC also.
Yeah, I think AC is pretty good here. The Razor's heart means that his right click is actually pretty
abysmal. Yeah. Especially when he went Agams as well. Like he only does 140 damage at 60 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's pretty unimpressive. So surely if you're Mineski here, the call is to push top. Because you've already been racked there.
Yeah.
And you've already taken the tier 3 on the opposing top lane.
I think you need to pick first.
Yeah, you definitely
you need to kill some. You need to kill.
Ooh, Miracle. Silver edging out. Okay, not gonna hit that creep wave. He's going for the next one.
Will he?
I don't know. I think he's feeling pretty
against
unsafe
Storm
right now.
Spirit. It's scary.
I think he just saw. Maybe he might have just seen Storm falling through.
Yeah.
As well, and realizing, okay, they were all coming to gank me. That was pretty dangerous, but.
Okay, so they give the Aegis to the Razor instead of the Storm Spirit.
Wait. Do they? I was about to say, do they have Boots of Travel 2 on the Queen of Pain? Because she could Boots of Travel in onto the Bloodseeker, who's wrapping around on the Razor right now.
You should probably buy them.
It could have been amazing. They might just be able to jump on the creep anyway.
Oh.
But okay, he's gonna just BKB TP out, so they don't get that one.
They get a BKB.
If he had Abyssal Blade, it would have gotten that kill, but.
Yeah, I think Abyssal Blade definitely would have been a good shout in this game as well.
We'll see. He's got tons of goals.
He has the
He's like,
inventory
okay, yeah, that.
Good job, Baseskip.
He's like, okay, yep, we would have got. What item would have gotten us that kill? Pistol blade.
If only we could stop his teleport somehow.
Through BKB.
I don't know any of them items.
It's a very rare characteristic for an item to have. But anyway, Mineski after that, just gonna go for a smoke, gonna try and clear out their jungle, but I don't think 5 ever are planning to stick around too long. KS draws a nice little circle, does point out pretty accurately where Mineski were, but they're already running through. This sweep is gonna turn up nothing. They might find Pelosin once again in the trees if there's a remnant that gets dropped or something like that, but no, he's just gonna safely TP out, and Mineski are. What are they? I think they're still looking for that pickoff that you were talking about.
Yeah, but
they need it. But
they 100% need it, but it's not coming easy to them, is it?
No, definitely not easy.
And every second you're doing this, you know, Chibix is nuking creep waves. They have Bloodseekers pushing lanes. Like, they're just kind of playing into their hands. Mineski need farm as well. They need a damage item from someone like an. I'm not quite sure who it is.
I think Razor needs a butterfly or something.
Yeah, I don't
needs
think
to
that's
hit people.
It's not even enough. Like,
yeah,
I think a crit probably wouldn't be too bad.
I think like AC Storm Spirit as well is definitely on the cards. He needs to potentially help out a little bit more with some of the right click.
This is a very tough situation. I think when they started to panic in the earlier game and started to push barracks without maybe a good enough plan in mind, you know what I mean? It was underestimating 5 Ever's defense is probably the worst thing they could do.
Okay, so it looks like, what are they doing here? There's all kinds of weird plays that can happen now that we've got Boots of Travel. Like, Razor can defend, and then his team can go in, and then if 5 Ever somehow gets split because their TPs get cancelled, then Jules can Boots of Travel in to go and join his team. Mid lane, have they caught Miracle? BKB TP out attempted, and it is going to be successful. No way to cancel it from them. A little bit of damage dealt to the melee barracks. It is going to regen back up, but forcing everyone from Mineski back. They have successfully waited out this Aegis, and looks like they're going to have some time to get the lanes into a good position. They're right now top lane and mid are both pressed up right against their base.
Yeah, this is a... I don't know, like the longer the game goes on, the more it's in 5 Ever's favor. Like just their ability to split push and their ability, like the amount of CC they have. And like there's going to be hexes coming up on Earthshakers. There's going to be hexes coming up on Nyx Assassins if it keeps at this time. Like, oh. This could be it.
Dire has some vision. Does he cash around the corner? They're going to lift him immediately. Don't let him get off his BKB. They drop him down. Oh, what's he got stolen at the moment? It's the Earth Spike. Pelosi pops BKB and tries to retreat out, but he's just getting chased down. Rupture comes out, and the Fissure opens up a tiny bit of space, but it's not going to be enough for the Nyx Assassin to sneak through. And Oa comes jumping forward, gets the little bit of blocker that they need onto Miracle. Cuckoo gets hexed up. Chibix fighting this through with his teammate, but a BKB TP out is all it's going to take for Bloodseeker to escape. There is 140 stolen damage on Razor. And Mineski found their way up onto the high ground. Buyback out of your line. No buyback available, however, for the Nyx. Chibix still waiting for the cooldown on his ultimate. Sarah, walks forward, gets silence, gets brought down, but he's got buyback. And can he find it the second time around? Buys a smoke. Gonna come running in. Oa still making plays with the stolen Earthspike. Sarah jumps in once again, only for a Fissure. Needs to get out, does have a Force Staff. Needs to wait for the Blink Dagger cooldown as well before he can go jumping in with the Echo, but Jules on the front line is looking very tanky. Gets Glimmer Cape. Miracle comes running in with the Basher in hand, looks towards one, but the Echo Slime comes out onto both cores into the follow-up, but there's also a turnaround for Mineski. Chibix is very low, manages to blink away a bit further. Ysera tries to TP out in the trees, but he'll be finished off. And 5 Eva now forced to heal back up at the fountain. The lane of Rax is going to end up falling. And Mineski, what do they do here? There's still a tier 3 bottom. They're still fighting. They get the drag back on the Miracle. The chain stun as well is fantastic. KS comes in, trying to counter-initiate. They drop the Hex on a creep potentially there as Chibix is going to blink in with the BKB active and just right-click down the ledge. They can't do enough to Cuckoo, but they do manage to bring down the Razor at the end. Impale now catches the Storm Spirit. The Mana Burn does huge damage as well. And double kill for Chibix. Roaring back into this fight. I think he's got another Sonic Wave at the ready, and Jesse Vash totally and totally dead at this stage.
Okay, that's about one ward.
Oh, game changing, yeah.
It literally was game changing. It spotted out the line, completely shutting him down in the team fight, and then they snowballed after that with the chase they have with Storm Spirit. It was completely insane. Even though Paulson and the Queen of Pain played really with Chibix.
Oh, Stormstorm bought back in that last fight?
Yeah.
Okay, so bought back. Boots have traveled in. He's dead for 50 seconds. Razor's dead, but he's got a buyback. They see Miracle all the way down bot, but he can Boots have traveled to join his team.
They're trying to force the buyback, I think. They're not.
Yeah, probably the play here.
This could be a long one. This looks good.
64 minutes. Good so far. Oh, and jumps in. He's still got it stolen. It's like he survived through the last fight. He gets silenced though, and KS looking for his revenge. Just gonna mana drain him. Not even going to end up investing the Finger of Death. Jules still pretty tanky. They're getting worked away at buyback from the Rubik. It's only 2 alive right now for Mineski, and the Ruptures come in. Miracle looking for this fight. He's got the Missile Blade available. Jules trying to escape. Mochiki will be brought down, and that was after the buyback. Razor's out for 100 seconds, and this might be it. G also comes TPing in, looks for the kill on the Queen of Pain. They are going to find it, but the Quap has a buyback available, and then Fisher comes flying in from the other side. Cuckoo rolled in, but he's going to get focused down before he can do anything. Chibix back to this fight. They found that Mineski throwing everything that they have into this final defense, but that should be it. 5-Eva in spectacular fashion are going to take game 1. Game 1.
Whoa. What a game that was. Like, honestly, the supports from 5-Ever played so amazingly with Paulson. Like, they just controlled the hell out of Mineski. And every time they try to go high ground, they'd have such amazing chain stun. Like, it was some of the best that I've watched in a long time. Very satisfying. I know, like in team fights, when everyone does everything perfectly, it just, I don't know, I just get like a hard on. Like it's you know, it's just so good. Like.
Your jaw just drops.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like how are they doing this? It's like one person is controlling all 5 characters. But okay, a couple more kills coming in, but the GG's been called, and that is going to wrap it up. 1.
What a game. Mineski they looked strong at the start, but I think they pushed it too early. You know what I mean? They weren't too confident in their pushes at all.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few teams like this in SEA where they can win the early game and they can get the lead.
Yeah.
And then it just comes mid to late game, and they lose all their momentum and they stall out and they lose.
Would you believe that there was a 7-minute rampage on Storm Spirit in this game?
Oh my